Good morning. We will begin our service with the ringing of the temple bell. At this time, please silence your cell phones and listen quietly as the sounding of the concho is an invitation to settle our hearts and minds as we prepare to receive the Dharma. Thank you.
Namandavs, 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 namandavs.
Aloha. Thank you for attending today's Dharma Family Service. I am Myrna Kunihiro, and I will serve as your MC. Minister's Assistant Linda Nagai will be officiating the service since Reverend Blaine is on vacation. Assisting at the temple with technical support is the Zoom crew of Joey Guzman, Stephen Kaneko, and Wendy Terada. Corinne Chong is our organist, and Betty Takeoka will lead the singing. Please rise and let us start the service with the Vandana and Tisarana. Please chant both the Pali and English parts together with Linda.
Bhagavato Namandavs, namandavs, naman.
Please remain standing. Linda will now share an aspiration.
Let's put our hands together in Gasho. This is from the Dhammapada. Do not consider the fault of others or what they haven't done. Consider rather what yourself have or haven't done, like a beautiful flower, brightly colored but lacking scent. So are well-spoken words, fruitless when not carried out. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu.
Please be seated. It is now time for the offering of incense. We invite all Sangha members in attendance to please come up and offer incense if you wish, starting with the front rows and moving towards the back. Let us observe a moment of silent meditation.
Stamanda.
Linda will now lead us in chanting the Sutra Juseige. Words can be found on page 55 in the red Jodo Shinshu service book and on the screen. Again, page 55 in the red service book.
Juseige, verses reaffirming the vows. The Buddha of infinite light and life made vows to embrace all beings equally, without exception. These vows promise to create a perfect world where no suffering or evil exists, and guides us to supreme enlightenment. The Juseige, or verses reaffirming the vows, is a poetic summary of the basic intention of the 48 vows made by Amida Buddha: to attain supreme enlightenment, to save all who are suffering, and to declare universal salvation through the name Namo Amida Butsu. We chant the words of the Buddha from the larger Pure Land Sutra as a reminder of these great vows made to awaken all beings. The verses reaffirming the vows, Juseige. Kagon chosegan hishimu jodo shigan sumanzok sefujo shogan aomuryoko huidai seishu husai shobingu sefujo shogak gashijo bundo musho shojippo kukyo mishomon sefujo shogak ryokujin shonen joe shubongyo shigumu jodo ishoten nishi jinriki endaiko fushomu saido shoujo sankumyo kosai shuyakunan kai chiegen meshi komoan esoku shoakudo tsudan zen shumon kosojo manzok iyoro jippo nichigan shujuki tenkon fugen ishu kai hozo koseku dokuho jodai shuju seppo shishiku fuyoi saibus gosoku shutokuhon nishinjoman tokui sangai yo nyobun mugechi tsudan mi fu sho ganga kuerik doshi sai sho son shigan yakko ka daisen no kando goku shotenin dojin myoke Namandabs, 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 nam, nam.
Words can be found on pages 30 and 31 in the Purple Gatha book. Again, pages 30 and 31 in the Purple Gatha book.
Would you like to lighten your task as you journey down life's road? Then let go your ego
You may be seated. Today's Dharma message will be shared by Linda.
Good morning. Let's put our hands together in Gasho. It's hard to find a noble person. Such a person is not born everywhere. When such a wise one is born, the family flourishes in happiness. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo. Good morning again. Let me turn this on. Okay. Today, I want to begin my Dharma talk by reading a story entitled The Kissing Hand by Audrey Penn. I would like, as I read this story, I would like us to reflect on how this simple and gentle gesture at the heart of this story connects to the heart of the Nimbutsu. The Kissing Hand is about a little raccoon named Chester, who feels nervous about starting school for the first time. He doesn't want to leave the comfort and safety of his home, and I think many of us know that feeling. New school, new job, a move, a big change. It can all be scary. So, okay, let's see if I can control the... Chester Raccoon stood at the edge of the forest and cried. "I don't want to go to school," he told his mother. "I want to stay home with you. I want to play with my friends and play with my toys and read my books and swing on my swing. Please, may I stay home with you?" Mrs. Raccoon took Chester by the hand and nuzzled him on the ear. "Sometimes we have to do things we don't want to do," she told him gently, "even if they seem strange and scary at first. But you will love school once you start. You'll make new friends and play with new toys. Read a new book and swing on new swings. Besides," she added, "I know a wonderful secret that will make your nights at school seem as warm and cozy as your days at home." I guess the raccoons, they go to school at night. Chester wiped away his tears and looked interested. "A secret? What kind of secret?" "A very old secret," said Mrs. Raccoon. "I learned it from my mother, and she learned it from hers. It's called the kissing hand." "The kissing hand?" asked Chester. "What's that?" "I'll show you, Mrs. Raccoon." Mrs. Raccoon took Chester's left hand, spread open his tiny fingers into a fan. Leaning forward, she kissed Chester right in the middle of his palm. Chester felt his mother's kiss rush from his hand up his arms into his heart. Even his silky black mask tingled with special warmth. Mrs. Raccoon smiled. "Now," she told Chester, "whenever you feel lonely and need a little loving from home, just press your hand to your cheek and think, 'Mommy loves you. Mommy loves you.' And that very kiss will jump to your face and fill you with toasty, warm thoughts." She took Chester's hand, carefully wrapped his fingers around the kiss. Excuse me. Now, do be careful not to lose it, she teased him. But don't worry, when you open your hand and wash your food, I promise the kiss will stick. Chester loved his kissing hand, and now he knew his mother's love would go with him wherever he went, even to school. I forgot I gotta point at him. That night, Chester stood in front of his school and looked thoughtful. Suddenly, he turned to his mother and grinned. "Give me your hand," he told her. Chester took his mother's hand in his own and unfolded her large, familiar fingers into a fan. Next, he leaned forward and kissed the center of her hand. "Now you have a kissing hand too," he told her, and with a gentle goodbye and "I love you," Chester turned and danced away. Mrs. Raccoon watched Chester scamper across the tree limb and enter the school. And as the hoot owl rang in the new school year, she pressed her left hand to her cheek and smiled. The warmth of Chester's kiss filled her heart with special words. "Chester loves you," it sang. "Chester loves you." In the story, Chester received a special gift from his mother, a kiss in the palm of his hand that tells him, whenever you feel scared or lonely, press your hand to your cheek and you'll feel my love right there. This kissing hand becomes a symbol of comfort and connection, even when Chester is far away from his mother. He knows he's not alone. Her love is with him always. Amita's compassion is like the kissing hand. We often talk about Amida Buddha, the Buddha of infinite light and life. Amida made a great vow that he would embrace all beings with compassion, without judgment, without condition. We can't see Amida with our eyes, just like Chester can't see his mother when he's at school. But we can feel Amida's presence through the Nembutsu when we say Namo Amida Butsu. This phrase, simple and gentle, is like the kissing hand. Whenever we feel scared, anxious, or alone, when we say or even think Namo Amida Butsu, it reminds us, you're not alone. You're embraced. You are embraced by the boundless compassion. So now let's go back 800 years. Shinran Shonin and his wife Eshini lived during difficult times. There were wars, famines, political upheaval. Does that kind of sound familiar? Then later in life, Shinran and Eshini were separated by a distance. Eshini lived far to the north of Japan, and Shinran remained in Kyoto. They never saw each other again. But we know from Eshini's letter that their love and spiritual connection stayed strong. When we think of Shinran and Eshini, we can imagine them holding one another in their hearts, joined by the Nembutsu, just like Chester held his mother's kiss. Shinran and Eshini held the Nembutsu in their hearts, trusting that they were embraced by Amida's compassion and by each other's love. Now let's think about our own lives today. The world around us can really feel overwhelming. Wars are still happening. People are still fleeing their homes. Climate is changing. There's uncertainty, economic stress, and fear of what's to come. And the children and young adults, life isn't easy. There's pressure to do well in school, to fit in, to make decisions about the future. There's anxiety, loneliness, and sometimes a feeling of, I really don't know what to do. The kissing hand reminds us, and what Shinran and Ishini shows us is, even when we're afraid, even when we're far apart, even when the future feels uncertain, we're not alone. Amida's vow is like a kiss in our hand. The Nembutsu reminds us that there is a deep compassion holding us just as we are, not only when we're perfect, not only when we're happy, but even when we're scared, tired, or unsure. Parents and grandparents, every time you care for your children and grandchildren and send them off to school with a hug, listen to them, and even when you're tired, you're giving them a kissing hand. You're planting the seed of compassion and safety. And to the young people here, and there's one in the back there, I see. When you feel overwhelmed, remember that there are people who love you. And beyond that, there's a great compassion that says, you are okay just as you are. Just say the Nembutsu, Namo Amida Butsu, or even just hold the Nembutsu in your heart. That is your connection to Amida. That is your comfort and your strength. In the story, Chester bravely walked into his new classroom, holding a kiss in his hand. We too walk each day, not knowing what will happen, but we carry with us the love of our family and the boundless compassion of Amida Buddha. So now let's just take a moment to reflect. Gently place your hand over your heart or hold one hand in another and close your eyes. If you feel comfortable, take a deep breath in and out. Imagine someone who loves you. Maybe it's your mother, your father, a grandparent, a teacher, husband, wife, or a friend. Imagine they are placing a kiss or a word of encouragement in your palm, just like Chester's mother did. Now imagine Amida Buddha, not as a person far away, but as a great light of kindness and understanding, placing that same feeling in your hand. The feeling says, you're not alone, you are accepted, just as you are. I will never abandon you. With each breath, gently say in your mind or quietly out loud, Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Let that phrase be your kissing hand. Let it hold you when you are afraid, tired, or unsure. And now, let's take another deep breath. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes. The world can feel big in our hearts and sometimes feel small, but the Nembutsu in our hearts and the love of others in our hands, we can walk forward with courage. Every time we say Namo Amida Butsu, it's like feeling that kiss again. Amida's deep vow saying, I am always with you, always. So let us move forward with gentleness, with trust, with the Nembutsu. And may you feel the warmth of that compassion each day. We missed a slide. Can you get it back? Go all the way down to the end. One more. And as Gesture says, I love you. Namo Amida Butsu. Let's put our hands together in Gasho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namandabs. 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 Thank you.
Thank you for your message, Linda. Hetty Gray will now lead us in unison reading of the Eightfold Path to Happiness. Words can be found on the handouts and on the screen. Please recite the words out loud with her.
The teachings of the Buddha help us to understand the oneness of all life. To lead us in the right direction, the Buddha provided us with the Eightfold Path. Right views, to keep free of prejudice and superstition and to see the true nature of life. Right thoughts, to turn our minds away from violence and hatred. Right speech, to refrain from harmful talk and to use our words wisely. Right conduct, to see that our deeds come from peace and goodwill, to grow every day in the Buddha's teaching. Right livelihood, to try to earn our living in such a way that we avoid causing suffering. Right energy, to use our energies to promote the overcoming of ignorance and destructive desires. Right mindfulness, to cherish a good mind, for all that we think and do has its roots in the mind. Right meditation, to study the teachings of the Buddha and to practice them to the best of our abilities. May the presence of the Buddha, who said that he would live in his teachings, be our guide. May we follow this path until we too realize nirvana.
Thank you, Hetty. We will now have the offertory presentation. Mahalo for your generosity, which helps to sustain our temple. Please rise as we conclude this service with singing of the Gata Nembutsu.
Namo Namandavs, 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 no, no.
You may be seated. This concludes today's service. Here are some announcements. Upcoming schedule of services, events, and reminders. Next Sunday, June 1st, Boy Scouts will sponsor the annual Military Remembrance Service at 10 a.m. Guest speaker will be Hawaii County Mayor Kimo Alameda. Sunday, June 8th, we will celebrate Father's Day at the 10 a.m. service. Guest speaker will be Kona native Raymond Takiue Jr., who is active with Mo'iliili Honganji and has served as its past president. Heads up, the Obong Festival, which is a kickoff for the Bong season, will be held on Sunday, June 15th at Maka'eo Pavilion at the Old Airport. It's a free community event with lots of craft fair and food vendors, plus taiko performances, and of course, fun bon dancing. The craft fair opens at 2 p.m. Bon dancing will start at 4 p.m. and end at 7 p.m. We will be grateful for any help in setting up and breaking down, assistance with the comfort crew, and manning the church donation retail booth. Please contact the temple office by June 6th if you can volunteer. Also, we will be most appreciative of monetary donations and/or drinks such as bottled water, canned soft drinks, and juices. Please drop off monetary donations and drinks by June 6th also. Mark your calendars and join us for good eats and joyful bon dancing. There will be no service on Sunday, June 15th, due to the Bong Festival. Regular 10 a.m. Dharma family services will resume on Sundays, June 22nd and 29th. Are there any announcements, Belinda? Or anyone else?
Just wanted to welcome our, are they here? Are they
Oh,
gone?
they were here.
Oh, we had two visitors. Her name was Debbie, I believe, right? And her young daughter was, I forgot her little daughter's name. But anyway, they're in search of,
They've lived here for 5 years. They're in search for a home.
religious
Religious,
home.
spiritual
So
home.
they're checking out all the different temples. So they're here. They were here this morning, and hopefully we'll see them again.
Those of you on Zoom, you may leave at any time. Those of you here in person, refreshments will be served in the conference room. Mahalo to Hetty Gray and Glenda Yamagata, and anyone else who brought goodies to share. Thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you next week at the Military Remembrance Service as we honor those who made the ultimate sacrifice in defense of our country. Now, let's go have some refreshments. Thank you.